Hey guys, how's it going? Just the Parra here. I want to try for video my indirect sticks. I got two of them. I got a nice indirect stick with axis deer antler from Mr. Ryan Gills, Hunt Primitive, from his website. So really excited to try. Don't want to be hitting raw lavic jasper and a bunch of stuff and ruin this. This is a really nice stick, so I'm gonna do like fine grained basalts and rhyolites and stuff. And then I also got this real big giant horn from Africa. I believe it's solid down to about right here, and then it gets hollow. So I'm gonna kind of experiment with this and see if this is strong enough to do indirect as well. So we'll see what happens. But I gotta spall a rock and get some nice pieces off of it. You make sure I'm in frame good. Yep, looking good. The last chunk of this government mountain obsidian had a bunch of flaws in it, and it didn't work out so good, and I can see a big old line through here, so I'm a little nervous about that, but see if we can get a good spall off of here that I can try that indirect stick on. Wear a glove for this. Should be wearing better shoes too, but I'm just going to try to be careful. Look out, buddy. This is the sharp stuff. Look out, buddy boy. Look out. Cool. Look at that natural flaw. Had a crack and that just popped out. Damn, that's not releasing right there. I hope I didn't put a bunch of incipients. So yeah, see that big natural crack in there where it's healed? It looks like there's crystals in there, but that's the problem with some of this stuff, is sometimes that happens. But let's still a really nice spall. You can see that runs through there and runs through there. So man, this pure part is amazing, you know, and is really good stuff, but there's a lot of that, so you just got to work around it. It's just part of, it gets real cold up there and up near Flagstaff and Williams and stuff, so I think a lot of this surface stuff gets freeze cracked. See, this one ran all the way and then it wanted to hit into that crack and it just wanted to stop. That's a decent little spall. See that? If I can get on this side of it, I might be able to get something out of that. There's a low hanging thing here too. I think I needed more inward force and I kind of went down, so let's see if I can. There we go. That's a nice spall. It's got some of those little lines of that mineralization in there too, but that looks a lot better. You can see that line running right through the center of that thing. Okay. Pick these up so the doggos don't get it. This is a real soft hammerstone. It's some kind of little volcanic, I think. But it's real soft, but it's good for this because it doesn't shatter it as easy. So that's why I'm using the real soft one. See if we can hit one. Yeah, see where that crack is? It just broke right off, and you can see the exact angle where that crack is. So darn it. crushing the edges, or crushing my hammerstone. It's not grabbing. And I don't want to use anything harder than this, because it's already got issues and cracks. Look at that ugly edge that peeled off there, so then hopefully we can maybe hit one back the other way. Look out, guys. Yeah, lots of problems. You can see that big nasty line through there. That's a nice little spall, and I don't see any fractures or anything in that, so that's going to be a really nice piece to make an arrowhead out of. That thinned this a little bit and took that whole back side. Let's see what else we can do. If we can force a working edge here. Try to go down that ridge, see if it works. Look at that thick bulbous edge, man. Got to figure that out. Alright, high up on this platform and try to take all that nastiness off. I'm going to lose some width with this, but look at that, all that. So you can see I didn't hit very high on the platform at all, but behind it was all that mass, and that whole thing just peeled off, which was super nice. Let's see if we can skin into this a little bit, and maybe that won't be as bad, because like on this side you can see the crack and it looks pretty minimal, but man, on this side, bad. Just kind of strengthen that edge a little bit. It's real sharp. Maybe it'll take a flake a little bit better.
At Farmers, we know compromises can be compromising.
You installed this?
Yeah, even a few screws left over.
Okay, that went into that crack. So did it flake through it? So see, that held together. And then look, so that is a healed crack because I just pulled on that pretty hard, that piece. Problem is flakes go into those sometimes and then they hit that little line and then they stop, so it can cause problems. But at least it held together, and there's hope I might be able to, or if I can just trim off that crack and just totally get rid of it maybe. Big old bulbous nasty tip there now. So I'm gonna have to raise this up to try to shoot some across to get some of that surface off, just lose a little bit of length, because man, that's really high right there. So let's do that now. So you can see that one strike knock that off, set me up for a platform where hopefully I can peel some of that off. Pick this up. No. Sorry guys, I haven't made a video here in a while. I've been training in the office. I work for a shipping company, so I've been training new hires in the office, so when I'm working from home I can kind of check in a little easier. We've been really busy, and I'm getting ready to go to Hawaii for work, so it's like just been super busy. So sorry I haven't been on here much. It's collapsing. Maybe I hit it too hard. See if we can hit that platform and take that piece off, like I was saying. I don't want to hit it too hard. Nope, I hit way too low on the platform. There we go. That took some of it off, but that was a mistake because the first strike I hit, I didn't hit it right, and then I had to go to the side of it a little bit, and that probably would have ran all the way. But that's a good bit of meat off of that part. Let's do the same thing here. Use that working edge a little bit. We can get a little peeler here, man. That platform's a little steep, but uh-oh, it overshot, I think. Damn it. Oh, but that, ooh, I'll take that actually. That was kind of bad because that was an overshot and I lost a little bit of a length, but look how much that mass, ugly, that whole entire mass came off, and now I have something I can at least work with. So that's the whole point of this, is get as many working spalls as you can while you're reducing it, and then use one main biface in the center of it. That's like my whole goal. So I'm pretty happy with that. It wasn't the best rock, but now I have something here I can work with for sure. I want to keep the size of that, and then we'll do be able to do indirect with those ishi sticks. So pick all this up. All right, guys, let's keep on trucking. Oh, he brought me his baby. Charlie, is that your baby? Go get it. No, don't step in the. No, don't step in the sharps. No. I know. That's mine, though. That's not your chewy. That's my chewy. That's my chewy. No, don't step in it. Look out. Look out. Look out, everybody. Look out. Look out. Dang it. Look out, buddy. Buddy, that's my bone. It takes you 2 seconds to get all my stuff. Look out. Everybody look out. This is bad stuff. All right. All right, get some of that mass off here with this one. No, don't lay in it, bro. Come on. I know. I played with you guys all morning, and you act like I didn't even. Look out. This is going to get in your eyeball. Go. Go. Look out. No, slap it away. Look out. The part of this government mountain obsidian that's not all cracked up, boy, is it some nice fun stuff to work. You just got to work around the flaws, like those cracks and stuff. But to me, it's like half dacite, half obsidian. It's like something almost in the middle, in between. I really, really like it. Come on, bro. Peeler, peeler, peeler. Very nice. Look out, this is bad. No, go. Okay, where's some more thickness? The thickness is here, but you can see that edge is real bad, so I'm gonna have to correct that edge before I take a strike back over. A lot of times just doing some little micro flakes like that, you can see I was hitting right on that crack that's in the rock and it stayed and didn't collapse. So it's, that crack is healed by some kind of crystals. Look out, I don't want you in this. Let's thin that down. Let's try to get one back on this side. Just want a working edge. There we go. That was nice. Now I'm getting some of this meat off and getting a little bit better working edge there. That was kind of nasty. Nice little peeler. That'll make a nice little arrow point. That's a nice little spall. Save that. When I set these there, I got to be real careful. One time I was just kind of reached my hand across and I had a spall sitting up there and it got me on the side of the arm. So be careful with that. With that said, I'm going to just put these in my bucket, I think. That would be no fun. Save all those tater chips. Alright guys, so you can see I've got this ugly, it's almost a flat edge, but there's enough of an angle there, maybe 45 degrees or something. I should be able to thin this tip a little bit and get rid of some of that. So I'm just going to do a light grind. Let's peel some of that off. And I'm raising that a little bit, so I'm hoping to get a working edge to maybe shoot one down that ridge and thin that without having to lose too much width there at the tip. Let's see. What did I just say? Look at that. That was nice. Okay. Ziggy zag back and forth. One little square edge left there, guys. always end up making the points too sharp at the tip if I want to go for like a neat paleo style or something. So I might actually leave this one sharp and do a different style because I got enough width there. Got this super thick hump right here on the tip, so there's a nice little platform. Let's see if I can get it without breaking it. Look at that, peeled it right off. Let's do another one. Let's do another one. The weight of this is amazing, and now that it's wearing down, I've got that little sharp angle right there that I can get into some of those smaller platforms. But the weight, I think, is what I don't have to take massive swings where I'm gonna miss platforms and break the piece and stuff. It's just real heavy. Okay. Let's peel some more. I still got some mass hanging over that. There's some more. You got to be careful not to overshoot these, because if it goes to the other side, it rips the whole side off. That one crushed a little bit. Still got some thickness there on the tip. I'm trying to leave the center thick because I always end up making the center too thin. I learned from Mr. Jack Crafty. I watch a lot of his videos. It needs to be thinner on the base and the tip, and leave the thickness there because that's the weak spot, and you'll snap them. So thin the tip and the base first, basically. That's helped me quite a bit, to be honest with you. It's just such a simple thing too, but things like that make all the difference. That peeler. Look, that big old giant crack is almost gone. It's like right on the edge. You can see it right in that flake, that mineralization there. So that's kind of cool. Getting pretty close to about give it a rip with that indirect stick. Okay, that's a nice platform there. It is a little steep, but let's grind it a little bit and see if it'll go. Look at that. It kind of went off that side, but now I have another platform to get a ripper right through there. But man, talk about thinning that base down. That was a good hit. That didn't release as good as I expected. Still a real heavy area there. Always a braid down. I braided up one time and some flew straight up. I had safety glasses, but it still got kind of in my eyes, so I had to go wash it out real quick. area is awkward. It's just not flaking good. Did thin it some though. This base is getting narrow. It's turning into paleo again. Damn it. But I'll be honest, man, as a flint knapper, I'm an opportunistic flint knapper. I just reduce and thin the piece down and then start looking at it, and then at that point decide what I'm going to make. I don't very often have the intentions on this piece, I'm going to make this, because sometimes things go wrong. I'm sure one day I'll get good enough where, you know, it's like, hey, I'm just going to make this and that's just what I'm going to do. But I'm usually dealing with some kind of tough stones that aren't, you know, perfect. And so you just got to make do with what you got, and that's how I do it. That tip's got a real thick spot right there on the tip, so we're just gonna braid that down. We're gonna peel that tip right now, guys. You can see how much over to that side that platform is, so that's a really good platform there to take a nice peeler like that. Look at that thinner. Now I should be able to get one right above it, because now that flake made a bigger ridge there. One more. There we go, that thinned quite a bit. I got this ugly ass edge here, but that's because that's exactly where that line of that crack is, and it's not releasing good. You can see it kind of collapsed into one of those. So good, I got a big ugly piece of that off. Got some more of it off. That needs to be gone, or it's gonna give me problems. The weather is crazy all over the country. It's freezing, nasty cold, and then it's pushing the jet stream, I guess, this way or whatever, and 85 degrees, man, like way hot for February. We're not gonna complain. I know a lot of my friends are freezing out there right now and stuff, but man, I've lived here in Arizona my whole life, and 85 in February is not good. That's like scary. What could happen, you know, in summertime here? We don't actually get a winter. Come on, bro. There we go. That was a nice flick. That was a thinner chicken dinner right there.
We are standing on the north slope here at Family Farms amongst a fresh planting of avocado trees.
This is El Corazon Compost Facility. We are a green waste composting facility. We bring in landscape green waste, curbside residential green waste. We make clean compost products.
Making a good compost is just a recipe. The folks that we have, they've got that recipe down to a real science.
Nice little peeler. Yeah, this is turning paleo real quick with that narrower base.
That was easier than I thought.
It's a good show.
Sure that helps. Start investing with no account minimums. Talk about easier investing. The all-new Chrome Tour started with our belief that we could make the fastest
Hey, buddy boy.
golf. And now it's your turn to believe. Believe in longer walks down the fairway. Believe in taking the bunkers out of play. Believe in getting you into. Introducing the all-new chrome tour with a new tour-fast mantle. Believe in the speed of the all-new Callaway Chrome Tour formula. Believe it's faster.
You can see I got that kind of nasty little square edge, so you got to be careful flaking those, because you can make a real bad hinge. So I'm gonna catch right on that platform there and see if I can remove some of that and take a real, I'm not trying to take a really long flake here. I'm just trying to fix that edge. Look at that. That entire flat edge just came off in one strike, man. It just peeled right off. But then the edge is getting a lot better, guys. Got some big thickness here. Man, don't hit yourself in the freaking dong with your freaking grinder, man. That hurts. So that platform hangs off to that side right here, so I'm hoping at an angle I'm going to strike one down and see if I can get some of that off. Oh, snap. Holy crap. It's a paleo flake for days, and then that one right there didn't overshoot, which was awesome. It just literally took all that thickness off, and it's a nice little birdie arrowhead spall flake there. Hopefully I didn't get it too thin, man. That was a big smack right there. Now I need one more up here to kind of even that out, because it took such a deep flake. I put some speed on that one. Okay, that's perfect for indirect. There we go. Let's get this back bevel. And I'm glad I got a little biface out of that piece. I really wasn't expecting much, because how messed up that was, but as long as I don't throw a snappy on it. Watch that end shot, man. It's brutal on this stuff. Little flake. That was a good little flake off the back. The good old Waste Management or Phoenix Open is going on right now, right before the Super Bowl. I did all my barbecuing early, so a lot of the stuff's cooked. I'm gonna do the steaks and stuff right at the end of the day so they're fresh, but give me a little napping time, a little flint napping time. There we go. Alright, that's a real thick spot now because of this big flake that kind of fanned out. I really gotta thin that down to make it look right. Alright, let's switch to the indirect stick, guys. Should have probably done it a while back, but okay, there's a little platform there and there's a little platform there. Let's see if we can thin some of that down. Good little flake. Another good little flake. Nice.
Every decision is interconnected, and the best between winning and losing. Well, the right advice is hard to find. Whether it's managing risk or building a high-performance team.
That was a good one. It broke a little funny. There's a kind of like a weird little spot. Maybe I can get one next to it and get rid of that. Woohoo! Man, I tell you what, guys. Night and day compared to doing indirect with copper. I mean, it's... Look out, buddy. This is sharp. I have to use the round edge kind of off to the side and just grab the edge, almost like it's not where you know, put the tip exactly and just drive it in. It's kind of more of an angled thing, not straight in, is what I'm finding. But it obviously works, man. I'd say his indirect stick works pretty damn good. And I guess it's axis deer too, and that's a real tough stuff, so better than most. It's solid, basically, I guess, from what I hear. Axis deer is solid and only has a vein right in the middle for blood flow, whereas the other types of antlers have a lot more pith and a lot more. Well, you can see at the end of this antler, it's just solid pith in there. I mean, only the outer edge is hard. And then on this one, this happened to be the crown where it connects to the head, so that's all that bony around there. So I've been good here, but shoot, turn it over on this side and look at all that pith. I might, right now I have this perfect working bifacing edge, and it might wear through and I might get inside to that crap, and then it might start flicking like crap. But for now, man, that's been money for me. Alright guys, this tip is real thick. Gotta be careful not to overshoot this or break it. There we go. See, that flake went all the way. Look at that. Dang, that indirect stick. Mr. Ryan Gills stopped selling these for a little while because people are abusing them. They were thinking it was like a Delron rod with, you know, copper tip, because I mean, I do with that Lavic Jasper. I mean, I just pounded the hell out of it. But I know, you know, hitting this wood like that, I think I'm gonna wrap this wood part right here with rawhide so that it's on there real tight, and then the antler or the wood will hit the rawhide and not damage this all up, is what I think I'm gonna do. But pretty cool stuff, man. I'm loving this indirect stick now that I'm getting used to it. The angle's a little different too. Woohoo! Peelers, man, peelers.
16. Siwoo Kim to keep within 1.
Let's see if we can get another one up here on this tip next to that, because now I got, see this thick bulb? Actually, that platform hangs a little lower right there. I might try it right here and see what happens. I heard it go. Huh. You can get some pretty delicate chips with that too if you don't go crazy on it. That's working great, man. I just love this thing. Okay, on the next biface I'm going to use this one. To me, I don't imagine this being as hard as that is. A little more brittle. But this one sounds real hollow, and I'm worried I'm going to crack it. So I think, now that I think about it, this one, before I wrap on it, I might wrap it with rawhide right here towards the end so I have a good place to hit. This was not the cheapest thing in the world, so now listening to that, I don't know, man. Probably have to use a wood percussor on that, not a really hard bone on bone like that. Alright guys, it's fun experimenting with this stuff. And that's a nice little biface. It's really, really thinning down. Alright, so there's a real high ridge right here. Let's put one there and see if we can fire one down into that. One thing I noticed with this, I think I'm going to have to do is push the two pieces in a lot harder so it doesn't slip. It forces it to kind of grab it. Because sometimes I do it and it doesn't do anything. With a copper, we'll get it almost every time. There we go. That's a good little flake. Now that I look at that, I think that was too concave and it didn't want to run. Alright guys, I got this high spot here. Let's run some flakes into that big flake. There's a good platform way down here. Woohoo! Damn, that flake broke up, but I mean, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now I isolated this mess a little bit more. Wow, that was probably close to breaking the point there, guys. That was a big flake. at that. Nice. Not many of these flakes stay together, but I might have to pressure flake that right there, because that's getting in dangerous territory there. Oh, good, it released. Oh man, I didn't think that flake went. I was like, I just left myself with the biggest hinge on the planet, and it went. Okay, good. I'm imagining this will need some maintenance occasionally, you know, to keep that correct shape, because I can see it's kind of getting chipped up a little bit in there. And then I want to I have some axis deer. I have a bunch of little axis deer tines. I think when this wears down, I'm going to drill deeper, find a straighter one, and go in there and then put the set screw so I can bring that out, because I'm sure this will last a pretty good while. But you know, eventually it's going to wear out. I noticed with antler indirect, you're using the side, the round part of the side of it off at like 45 degrees. You're not using the very tip at all. It's almost like the same thing as if you were actually striking with it, you know, you do it the same thing, but man, this is cool as hell. Alright, let me get my stone. Let's see if we can get.
Are you Russia?
I am. I am.
Thanks for meeting me here. Usually not an introvert dating guy. Don't ever use this small computer unless it's to bubble my charge liberty.
No, Sam, I hate this thing, but it's true. You can save hundreds bundling with Liberty.
The edges are pretty thin, so I'm just trying to strengthen some of it.
Did he just point at me to give the speech before the Super Bowl? I'm not prepared for this. Everyone is watching. Uncle Mikey, Joe Montana, your best friend Evan Vinatieri. Time is running out. Think. I'd just like to say, I got this. Thank you.
You have to pressure flake that, I think it's.
Play to win a share of a $6 million touchdown jackpot. Flawless execution on a tough approach. Now, how did we get here? Engage with you. With this swing and this club. Custom spec by Master Fitters specifically for her move. At Second Swing, you'll find the industry's largest selection of new and used clubs paired with tour-level fitting. Trade in and get fit in store or online at secondswing.com. Comcast Business Advanced Network.
Let's see, guys, if we can take a big pressure flake right here and get that hump off without having to do an indirect or a direct, because man, that's making me nervous of shattering the whole darn thing. This obsidian isn't as strong as some of that obsidian from like Oregon and stuff, the glass butte stuff. This is a different ball game here. Just kind of reworking that edge, and there we go. Now I got a correct working edge. I can actually probably take a little baby percussion. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Woohoo! Doggies. I need some indirect strikes on this side. Wish me luck, guys. Hopefully this isn't a mistake. But I got some major thickness right there. Woohoo! And that helped a lot. Let's get one more. And we gotta go this way actually. There we go. Look at those rollers, man. See that high spot there. There's your overshot. God, I hate overshot flakes. That was such a good flake. It went to the other side and look, it ripped a big old thing. So yeah, pressure flake. I should know now not to do so much percussion or indirect out towards the tip because they shoot across too easy. You get those freaking overshots, man, and it just screws you. People talk all this, oh, overshot technology, blah blah blah. Man, it's my nemesis. I mean, it's cool that, you know, Clovis did that and reduced on them on the thing, but not when you're getting to this stage. You don't want no overshots, man.
Even when you're the best, you can never sit still.
Man, that was a perfect biface till I just did that.
There's so many different things that we can do.
Alright, I'm gonna lose a tiny bit of the tip and just kind of pressure flake it and fix that because now it's all pointy again. I might have to make like a western side notch or something like that with this.
This is an horizontal compost facility. We are a green waste composting facility. We bring in landscape green waste, curbside residential green waste. We make clean compost products.
Making a good compost is just a recipe. Folks that know you have to make compost together. Besides,
Let's pressure flake that tip and fix it. See that big old bulbous thing there? That's gotta go.
For trails that test you, tasks that push you, and days that don't go as planned. From job sites to open roads, these are the teams that take you further. Tundra and Tacoma, lesson learned. Right now, get 2.9% financing up to 72 months on the 25 Tacoma and the 26 Tundra. Or get 3,000 customer cash on Tundra. Toyota, let's go places.
See that? I got a lot of that mass off with just those pressure flakes right there. Oh, there's another overshot right there. I don't know when I did that, but it's a big old flat spot. I'm just gonna take some flakes both directions and get that flat edge into a angled working edge because right now it's It's dangerous.
This telecast is sponsored locally by Chapman Automotive Group. Visit ChapmanAZ.com.
It's a lot better. Got this real big bulb right here where it had hinged earlier, so let's see. Let's get a peeler, guys. Gonna braid that more than normal. It'll be hard to release, but hopefully it'll prevent hinge going into hinge and it'll get underneath it. That felt like a good flake. Oh yeah, I took a real nice flake right there and it isolated that, so now that big old bump should pop. There's another good one. Another good one. Cool, man. Till I drop the obsidian on the hard ground and break the whole damn thing.
It really is, because every player in this field at today's power can comfortably reach this green. Even today with that hole location, Trevor, might not even be the go. Something front edges, perhaps.
Alright, I gotta work on this base, man, and leaving that thick right there, which is good. Hopefully prevent breakage, but that is not good. That wavy, not only so wavy, it's like all square edges and stuff is just not good. Alright. There we go. Looking so much better. There we go. Alright guys, let's try an indirect right into that and see if we can. Nice. Maybe get one more right there. It's a little thin right there. Oh no, man, that's risky right there. I'm gonna try it, but I'm not gonna hit it too hard because there we go. Took a nice little flake right there. Nice.
2018 US Junior Amateur.
And I'm pretty happy with my first time, really. I've hit it a couple times, but I haven't really gone through the whole process with the indirect stick with an abo primitive tool like that, so pretty happy.
It's going to hurt. Bogey 16. Stadium hole. 5 at the drivable. 17.
Nice little flake. And the end hits scare the living piss out of me, man. I've snapped so many with end shock. I think I'm getting better supporting the stuff, so it's been a little better. But man, if you're gonna break one, that's where it's gonna be. Is oh, look at that! That flake actually went all the way there. It hadn't released. It broke. That was awesome. All right, so. Woohoo! Look at that. Let's get another one here. Woohoo! Look at that. Woo doggies. I know you guys like my woo doggies every once in a while, so that was woo doggy worthy right there. Woo doggies. Well, big thanks to Mr. Ryan Gill. I wanted one of these so bad, and I mean, I can make my own, but you know, he's been doing this crap kind of like Mr. Mike Tuff. They're tool makers, and I'm experimenting with my stuff. It's just a real simple design, but obviously, man, you can do indirect with the natural tools too. I've watched Mr. Crafty do it under the leg with just a antler, and he does really well too. I've been really enjoying his Friday live streams that he does the abo natural tools on, which is pretty amazing. He's got another channel called Allergic Hobbit if you want to take a look. My buddy Jay, Wilderness Quest Outdoors, he does a lot of napping on those really hard rocks from out east, like a lot of those raw onondagas and stuff. So I'm gonna get him a nice set of primitive tools that he can give it a rip with, and see if he can get some. Yeah, I got some big thickness down here on the back, so I'm gonna have to fix that. Bring that edge on that? Nope. Need one more good indirect. See how I got boom, 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 and then I got this weird high spot there. So let's get one more tater chip, guys. Not going. There we go. That's the peeler I needed. Look at that nice little flake. And then now I have a ridge there to follow one more maybe. Nice. Nice. Ooh, that thinned down nice. Man, a lot of these flake scars look like a lot of them on the original artifacts. It definitely would say a lot of them they did indirect with some antler. You can't really tell. I mean, for sure, I've made, you know, scars with copper, you know, a little duller that look more similar to antler, but I'm just saying, I'll bet you they did do indirect quite a bit with antler, more than we realize. Nice, that was a beautiful flake. Another beautiful
Hey
flake.
guys, apples and peanut butter?
How's this possible? AT&T wireless and home internet.
Hey, text me if you need anything.
Level up your connection with AT&T wireless and home internet. Now available across the nation.
No, she's so nice about it.
I'm Jerrica Duncan. A ransom deadline in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie and Lindsey Vonn crashes out of the Olympics. That's tonight on the CBS
Cool, that
Weekend
did
News.
release. Man, I'm digging this indirect stick, that's for damn sure. That platform's not quite right. There we go. See how much that improved in that platform to that side. And here I'm not wanting to take huge flakes way up here. I'm just, you know, just about that distance. So instead of kind of doing a real angle down where I'm driving it into the point, I'm going to try to do more of like just a 90 on it. Look at that. Perfect. Boom. Good little flake there. Nice.
To make a mistake somewhere here, 17 or 18, where she's right in front of the green at the 70. It's not going to be easy down to 2 at all for a decky, so could likely come back to the 18s and needing a 4 to win.
Yeah, you just never know. That tee shot is huge. If you can get a good tee shot away at 18 from there, it's fairly simple. But a lot of golf to blend is still.
And that thinned down quite a bit, that base. Now I have a shot of. Alright guys, I'm going to shoot a couple little indirect flakes across here where those ones went up and it's kind of awkward looking. And then that's it, man. That's going to be my biface, and then I'm going to do the rest with antler pressure flake. I'll do another video on that. But man, that's a really, really nice biface for indirect. Yeah.
So you really got to thread the needle just to keep it on that flat spot right there.
There's a 3 sprinklers around him, Donnie.
He does it, don't
There we go. I fixed that edge a little bit. It was kind of wonky.
You can't see the bottom of the flagstone. You can't see the hole itself. So there's an element of trusting what you saw.
Alright, so let's fix this edge.
Really an infinity edge. Same to Nikolai though once it gets over the edge. Right there. It's exquisite.
That's as good as any shot we're seeing from that side.
Alright guys, let's see if we can shoot 1 or 2 flakes. Don't need much, but just something to take that awkward little pattern.
This generation where they stood, but right now I'd like to know that just 4-4 finish.
Perfect. There we go. Look at this thin, beautiful flake. Damn. That was a delicate little flake for indirect, man. Just feathered right into there. That was exactly what I was looking for. One more down here on the bottom and we're golden. Look at that. Alright guys. that's the biface. I'll do another video, man, showing the pressure flaking on that. But I am real happy with how that turned out for my first Dabo stick. All right, guys, you have a great day and enjoy the Super Bowl.